Okay, chapter 11, verses 1 through 6. It says, "The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights find favor with him. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity. Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless makes their paths straight," like we were talking about. "But the wicked are brought down by their own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the unfaithful are trapped by evil desires." So that's chapter 11, verses 1 through 6. Did you notice that in each of these verses, it has the word but in it? B-U-T. And that indicates what kind of parallelism? Okay, opposite, okay. Kind of the technical term is antithetical parallelism. So there's parallelism where the first part of the verse is just repeated in the second part of the verse. There's parallelism where the first part of the verse is built on or added to, another thought is added in the second part of the verse. There's also parallelism, like in these verses, where the first part of the verse is contrasted with the second part of the verse, or they're stated as opposites. And one of the good clues that you're looking at this opposite kind of parallelism is they have the word but in it. All right? So let's just take a look at these verses individually. Chapter 11, verse 1 says, "The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights find favor with him." So what are the contrasts in the two parts of that verse? Dishonest scales and accurate weights, that's one of the contrasts. What else? All right, yes. Yep, those two things. So that's how it's contrasted. Okay, verse 2, in verse 2, the contrasts are pride is contrasted with humility. Disgrace, which means to be held in contempt or to not be of importance. Disgrace is contrasted with wisdom. So remember, part of the definition of wisdom, being a wise person, living a wise life, is a person who is skilled at living the godly life, and so they have a weighty life. They have a life of significance. Verse 3. Verse 3 says, "The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity." The idea of the first part is that the integrity of the upright shepherds them or directs them. But the unfaithful, that word unfaithful means those who act undercover or those who are treacherous or deceptive. The unfaithful are destroyed. They are ravaged. They are laid waste by their duplicity. If you were to define the word duplicity, what would you say? Dishonest, what did you say, Jim? Double-minded, okay, yeah. Double-tongued, hypocrite, yeah. Verse 4, "Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death." So you see the contrasts there. Day of wrath, wealth. Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath. You can have all kinds of money, but it's not going to do you any good at Judgment Day. Verse 5, "The righteousness of the blameless makes their paths straight, but the wicked are brought down by their own wickedness." That sounds a lot like verse 3. So you have, again, righteousness, wicked. You have straight paths brought down. Okay? And then verse 6. "The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the unfaithful are trapped by evil desires." And the contrasts in this verse are righteousness versus evil desires, the upright contrasted with the unfaithful, and delivers, which means to escape or rescue, that's contrasted with being trapped, being captured, being held fast. Okay, so the idea there is just, remember, we're talking about integrity and honesty. The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights find favor with him. The duplicity, the idea there, honesty and integrity.